What happens when two of the West's most influential conservative leaders suddenly turn against each other? A relationship once praised as the future of transatlantic politics has now exploded into one of the biggest diplomatic controversies of the year. Former allies, public insults, a canceled diplomatic visit, and growing questions about the future of U.S. Italy relations. After President Donald Trump claimed that Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni begged him for a photo during the G7 summit, Italy's response was swift and unusually fierce. Meloni declared, "Neither I nor Italy ever beg." But why did this political friendship collapse so dramatically? And what does this mean for NATO, Europe, and America's global alliances? Let's break it all down, from allies to rivals. Not long ago, Donald Trump and Giorgia Meloni were viewed as natural political allies. Both leaders built their reputations on nationalism, border security, conservative values, and skepticism toward traditional political establishments. Meloni even became one of Trump's closest political partners in Europe. She attended major international meetings with him, publicly praised strong U.S.-Italy cooperation, and was often described as Trump's preferred European leader. Many analysts believed Meloni could serve as a bridge between Washington and Europe. Everything appeared to be moving in the right direction until now. The G7 summit incident. The turning point came during the recent G7 summit. According to comments attributed to Donald Trump during an interview with Italian television, he claimed that Giorgia Meloni had desperately wanted a photograph with him. Trump reportedly said she begged for a picture and that he only agreed because he felt sorry for her. CBS News reported that the network released only an Italian-dubbed version of the interview, meaning the remarks could not be independently verified from the original audio. Those comments immediately spread across international media. Within hours, the political storm had begun. Meloni fires back. Prime Minister Meloni responded publicly and forcefully. In a video statement, she rejected Trump's version of events completely. She called the story entirely fabricated. Then came the sentence that quickly became the headline around the world: "Neither I nor Italy ever beg." She also expressed shock that such statements were coming from a country considered one of Italy's closest allies. Her message wasn't just personal, it was about national dignity. According to Meloni, the issue wasn't simply a disagreement between two politicians, it was about respecting Italy itself.
Italy escalates the response. The controversy didn't stop with Meloni. Italy's foreign minister, Antonio Tajani, took an extraordinary step. He canceled a planned diplomatic visit to the United States, calling Trump's reported comments offensive not only to the prime minister, but to the Italian nation as a whole. Senior members of the Italian government also rallied behind Meloni. Even politicians who normally disagree with her politically criticized Trump's remarks. That bipartisan reaction showed something important. This had become bigger than party politics. It had become a question of national respect. Why this matters.
Some viewers might wonder, why is one comment about a photograph causing such an international crisis? Because diplomacy is built on respect. World leaders constantly send messages, not only through speeches, but through body language, meetings, and public appearances. When one leader publicly humiliates another, it affects negotiations, trust, and future cooperation, especially between NATO allies. The United States and Italy work closely on defense, intelligence, energy, and international security. A personal conflict between their leaders can create political complications far beyond one interview, a relationship already under pressure. The reality is that this disagreement didn't begin with the photo controversy. For months, signs of tension had been growing. Meloni had increasingly distanced herself from some of Trump's foreign policy positions, including disagreements over Iran and criticism of Pope Leo. Those issues had already strained what was once a close relationship. Although both leaders remain conservatives, shared ideology does not always translate into identical foreign policy. National interests often come first, and that's exactly what appears to be happening.
Europe is watching closely. European governments are paying close attention. Italy is one of the European Union's largest economies and a major NATO member. If Washington's relationship with Rome weakens, it could complicate cooperation on major international challenges. These include the war in Ukraine, European security, energy stability, NATO defense planning, relations with China, Middle East diplomacy. International politics depends heavily on trust between leaders. When trust breaks down publicly, rebuilding it becomes much harder. Could the damage be repaired? Interestingly, reports from the G7 suggested that Trump and Meloni later held discussions aimed at easing tensions, with both sides emphasizing the importance of Western unity. Publicly, they even exchanged lighter remarks, hinting that they hope to move past the dispute. But diplomatic relationships are rarely repaired overnight. Public opinion matters, political pride matters, and both leaders now face domestic audiences watching every move. Neither wants to appear weak. That makes compromise much more difficult.